In turbulent and chaotic times, when the ground seems to be slipping away from under our feet, finding our inner core and self-confidence becomes a real challenge. We scramble around in search of happiness and meaning, but often find ourselves at a dead end, not knowing where to go next. However, the ancient sages left us a legacy of the teachings of Stoicism, a philosophy of life that helps us keep a clear mind and act wisely in all circumstances. Stoicism is relevant at all times because it teaches us to manage not circumstances, but our thoughts and feelings. In a time of rapid change and disruption, when many people feel anxious and uncertain about the future, Stoicism becomes the firm support we need. It gives us clear guidelines and helps us maintain clarity of mind so that we can act wisely and successfully in all areas of life, from career to personal relationships. You may be asking, how can advice from the past work in today's world of technology and speed? However, Stoicism teaches us to manage not external factors, but our inner world. It is a reliable compass that will help us become masters of our destiny, regardless of the tumultuous changes around us. In this video, we will talk about 8 key lessons of Stoicism that will help us gain the wisdom to move forward confidently on the road of our lives. Let's take a step forward and let the trace of ancient wisdom into our hearts. Lesson 1. Learn to live in the present. The past is gone and the future is yet to come. The only reality we possess is the present moment. It is now, in this moment, that holds the key to all our dreams and goals. How often we put off the fulfillment of our desires, convincing ourselves that we will wait for the perfect moment or a sign from above. But the perfect moment will never come. The only right time to act is today. Want to start a new business? Start moving in that direction right now. Been thinking about learning a new profession for a long time? Enroll in a course and go for your goal. Want to talk about something with a loved one or friend, but haven't decided for a long time? Do it now. Even one small step is better than grandiose plans for the future. Of course, this call doesn't mean recklessness. But if you've thought it through carefully and feel your goal is worth it, then go ahead without delay. Seize the moment, live life to the fullest, appreciate every moment, and you will never regret that you missed something. The wisdom of the Stoics teaches us to control our minds and feelings, not our circumstances. Keep a clear mind and act decisively in this moment, and you will find inner harmony and self-confidence, which will help you achieve success in all spheres of life. Lesson 2. Learn from other people's experiences. Along the path of life, we often encounter difficulties and obstacles. But why make our own bumps when we can learn valuable knowledge from those who have traveled the path before us? By looking closely at those around us, we can learn a lot by analyzing the consequences of their choices. This is a sure way to keep ourselves from making many mistakes. For example, your acquaintance or friend got into a difficult relationship that he or she is now suffering from. You can learn an important lesson. Learn to recognize the telltale signs of a toxic relationship so you don't repeat that mistake in your own life. Other people's experiences are invaluable lifebooks, full of lessons we don't have to pay for with our own mistakes. Don't ignore these lessons, and your life journey will be much easier and more enjoyable. Of course, our own mistakes have their value too. They build character and make us wiser. But why pay with your own efforts when you can get the same knowledge from outside? Carefully observe the actions and decisions of others, learn valuable lessons, and your path to success will be much less thorny. Lesson 3. Develop emotional intelligence. Being intelligent and erudite is certainly important for success in life, but these qualities alone are not enough. To succeed in socializing and interacting with people, you must also develop emotional intelligence. Imagine you walk into a store to make a purchase. You are greeted by a sales assistant who you think looks unhappy and unfriendly. He briefly answers your questions without showing much enthusiasm. A person with high emotional intelligence will immediately notice these non-verbal cues: the tense posture, the cold stare, the dry answers. Instead of immediately assuming that the salesperson is simply impolite, he or she will try to analyze the situation more broadly. Perhaps this employee is going through some personal difficulties or is simply tired of dealing with customers all the time. By showing empathy, you can mentally put yourself in his shoes and imagine how he feels. Emotional intelligence allows us not only to better understand the feelings of others, but also to respond to them competently. This skill is very useful in many different situations in life, whether it's communicating with loved ones, business negotiations, or even everyday interactions with strangers. But developing emotional intelligence is not only useful in communicating with others, it also helps you better understand and manage your own feelings. Pay attention to your emotions, name them, and analyze their causes. This will help you avoid impulsive, rash actions and instead transform negative emotions into positive energy. Anger can become motivation for physical activity. Fear is an incentive to prepare thoroughly, and sadness can be a source of creative inspiration. By understanding and channeling your feelings, you will greatly increase the effectiveness of your efforts to achieve your goals. So, develop observation, learn to ask the right questions, and listen carefully. This will help you better understand yourself and others, and therefore achieve more impressive success in any area of life. Lesson 4. Learn to filter information. In an age of all-encompassing information noise, it is crucial that we learn to control what we consume. We are bombarded on all sides by news, advertising, and other people's opinions, which can easily confuse us and make us lose ourselves. So how can we keep our sanity and focus our attention on what is truly important? Let's turn to the wisdom of the Stoics. They teach us to treat information like food. Choose only really useful and reliable dishes, limiting the time spent in social networks and news portals. Don't fill your head with things that don't concern you or that you can't influence. Instead, focus on what helps you grow and solve your personal challenges. This includes your own boundaries and plans. Value them and don't reveal them to random people. After all, the information you possess may be valuable to others. Think several times before sharing them. Pay special attention to your internal dialogue. Don't let your thoughts wander without purpose, constantly jumping from one thing to another. Consciously direct your mind in a constructive direction. Reflect on the sublime. Plan your day. Visualize success. Cut out negative scenarios and damaging self-criticism. Your brain is a garden, and only you decide what seeds to plant in it. Water them with attention and care, and they are sure to sprout abundantly. Master the art of managing the flow of information and attention. This will help you maintain mental clarity, focus, and balance in the noisiest and most chaotic world. Lesson 5. Start practicing mindfulness. Imagine this picture. You've made a mistake at work and your boss calls you in. For many of us, this would be cause for panic or self-injury, but practicing mindfulness allows you to look at the situation in a completely different way. Mindfulness is the ability to be in the here and now, to notice your thoughts and feelings, but not identify with them. When you are in this state, you do not get stuck in the past or the future, but act intelligently, maintaining clarity and self-control. Such is the case with a visit to your boss. Instead of giving in to an impulse of fear or self-criticism, a person practicing mindfulness will stop and ask themselves, "What am I really feeling?" Is this true about me or just my obsessive fears? He will detach himself from his emotions and assess the situation in a sober and balanced way. He may indeed have to admit his guilt and accept the consequences. But he will do so not in a state of panic, but with clarity of mind and a willingness to take responsibility. This approach radically changes the perception of seemingly threatening events. Instead of succumbing to the impulses of fear and self-abuse, you can face them with inner strength and dignity. Because mindfulness gives you the ability to get out of the flow of emotions and look at the situation from the outside. By practicing this art, you gain the ability to keep a calm mind and clarity of mind, even in the most difficult moments. This not only helps you make the right decisions, but also gives your life a sense of deep inner balance. Lesson 6. Control what you can control. Imagine you find yourself in the pouring rain without an umbrella. Many people in your shoes would probably grumble angrily about the weather and bemoan their bad luck. But the philosophy of the Stoics offers a completely different perspective. The Stoics believed that there are things in life that we can control and things that are beyond our control. It is foolish to waste energy fighting things beyond our control, whether they be natural disasters, illness, or the actions of others. Instead, we need to focus on what is within our power, our own thoughts, decisions, and actions. Such is the case with rain. You can grumble and get wet, but you can also thank the sky for the freshness and sense of life that this sudden downpour brings. The choice is yours. This principle the Stoics called focusing on the subject. They taught us to be proactive, to take responsibility for our lives rather than blame circumstances or other people for our misfortunes. When we focus on what is in our power, we gain strength, confidence, and stop being victims. We become creators of our own destiny. In our lives, we can put forth our best efforts, but we should not become attached to the fruits of our labors. The motto of the Stoics is, "Do what must be done, and be what will be." This is not a call to passivity, but to activity and courage combined with humility before the inevitable. By concentrating on what is within our power, we gain inner freedom and peace of mind. We are no longer dependent on external circumstances and other people's opinions. Our self-esteem is determined only by our efforts and intentions, and this is the key to true happiness. Lesson 7. Learn to cut out toxic people. There are some people in our lives who have an amazing ability to suck the life force out of us, sap our confidence, and fill us with feelings of powerlessness. Such personalities devalue our successes, constantly finding reasons to criticize and negativity. After communicating with them, there is a feeling of emptiness, missing the taste for life. No wonder that many of us want to get rid of their influence as soon as possible. So what to do if you have such a person in your environment? First of all, it is necessary to soberly assess your relationship. Communication should inspire and fill you with strength, not suck them out. If someone is constantly complaining, criticizing, and manipulating you, perhaps it's time to seriously consider the need to end this relationship. Of course, it's not always easy to cut a co-worker or relative out of our lives, but even in such cases, there is a way out. To reduce communication with such a person to a minimum, do not be frank. Avoid unnecessary meetings and change the topic when trying to manipulate you. Be polite but firm. Explanations are not required. By distancing yourself from such people, you protect your nervous system and productivity. In a healthy, inspiring environment, it's much easier to focus on your goals and stay optimistic. Remember that your connections are an investment in your future. Surround yourself with those who support, nurture, and share your values. And become that person for others. Create an atmosphere of growth, creativity, and goodwill around you. Be a source of inspiration for others. Only then will you be able to truly unlock your potential and achieve the success you desire. Lesson 8. Manage your state of mind. Our brain is truly an amazing machine. Every day it generates thousands of thoughts, creating a continuous stream of consciousness. But not all of these thoughts are of real benefit to us. Often they are just useless mental noise. That's why it's crucial to learn how to effectively filter and control your thoughts. Stop trying to comprehend and parse every idea that flashes through your mind. Instead, focus on weeding out harmful, destructive thoughts and cultivating positive, inspiring ones. Catch yourself in the midst of negativity, self-indulgence, anxiety, resentment. Ask yourself if these thoughts are helping you achieve your goals. If not, bravely chase them away and switch to something that gives you strength and energy. Meditate, do sports, your favorite hobby. Find effective ways to reboot and recover. The same goes for emotions. Anger, fear, despondency, jealousy. All these feelings are bad counselors, which should not be allowed to control your life. But it is also undesirable to suppress them completely. Look for balance, live your emotions, but don't let them swallow you whole. Remember, only you are in control of your inner state. Inner discipline of the mind is your most powerful resource. Managing your emotional and mental state affects not only your mental health, but also your physical health. The Stoics placed great emphasis on taking care of the body, realizing that fatigue, illness, and pain interfere with mental clarity. Therefore, they advised to observe the regime of the day, eat properly, do not abuse bad habits, and even harden themselves. After all, a healthy spirit in a healthy body is the key to harmony and success. Learning to manage your thoughts and emotions, you will open for yourself incredible opportunities for personal growth and achievement of goals. Your brain is a truly unique tool that requires careful but confident handling. Being a Stoic is a daily challenge that requires great inner strength and determination. Sometimes this path can seem incredibly difficult, and in moments of weakness you will want to give up and give in. But it is in these moments that you must show your true resilience. Every time you make the right choice against the urge to give up, you become a little stronger and wiser. You are tempering your character, preparing yourself for ever higher accomplishments. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Obstacles along the way only harden your resolve." He who keeps going forward, no matter what, will eventually surpass himself. So step forward boldly, embracing life in all its diversity, in both joy and sorrow. Focus on the present moment, do your best, and let go of what is beyond your control. Remember that your goal is not to achieve absolute perfection, but to continuously improve. As the great Stoic Seneca said, "There is nothing more worthy for a man than to conquer himself." On this path you will face both ups and downs, but it is through overcoming difficulties that you will be able to reveal your true potential. Each step, each firm decision brings you closer to the peak of inner harmony and strength. So don't be afraid of obstacles. Accept them as an opportunity for growth. After all, it is in the struggle with oneself that a true sage and winner is born. Let's inspire and support each other along the way. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, stay strong, and become wiser every day.